I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Larsen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo,
and
you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Morning going into, well, I say was good morning. It is good afternoon or early afternoon here on a very cold, very cold Friday afternoon here in the UK. I suspect it's cold where a lot of people are from at the moment. It's the winter has certainly arrived after a very mild, very wet autumn. We're now into the cold depths of the winter, but we know to warm us up, we have tennis from the Diriyah Tennis Cup, which is based controversially in the city in the country of Saudi Arabia. There's been a lot of controversy going into this tournament, but they've managed to get a range of players in for this exhibition match in a very well put together stadium. As we're just getting clips of from on top of the stands on the umpire side. Just to see who we got. Hi, MJ. Welcome to this exhibition match on this Friday morning. We got Gunther. You're asking any link for the video. Where can I get the link to see the match? I'm watching this through Eurosport on the Discovery Plus app on my TV, but I'm sure you can get you can watch it on Discovery Plus on your phone, on a tablet. And I believe as well there is also the ability to get a link on Amazon Prime as well for the Eurosport for the Eurosport player as an add-on. Barring that, I don't know if there's any other freer sites. I'm sure if you find websites, there could be links out there. But for this match, I'm watching it through Eurosport. Hopefully, you may be able to access that where you are, Gunther. Golflake saying hi to MJ. Good to see some chat already taking place in the chat, which is really good to see. Hi, Golflake again. Thank you for that. Are you going to be displaying the result? I hope so. We're having some issue with the app we use when it comes to live scores popping up so that you can have a look. It made because as you can probably imagine, being an exhibition. And just as I say that, I think we've had one pop up just there. So you just give me a little bit of time. Hopefully, I'll be able to add that to the board. It was just quite late to the go back, share screen. So I'm just setting it all up so that you should be able to see along there. We go like that, and that should. Okay, so we just got a bit there. I'm working to make sure that we can get that share screen done as effectively as possible. Does that work? And then slightly bigger. In there. Yeah, so I'm just looking to just share the screen here. I don't need to go quiet there. Just so you got that up. Hopefully, I'm hoping we've got some sort of border there, which will then start to show the live match. Hopefully that will help with that one there. As you probably imagine, being an exhibition match and not actually being one of the an actual main match. They've not got. It takes a bit of time there. Golflake, you're going to try and find a stream too. Good. So actually, now that we're here, we can now get on with actually talking about the match we've got in front of us, which is as they show us an image of no Fedal, no party, picture of course of Novak Djokovic, of Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer crying when Eddie Goulding sang those songs, at the end point of Federer's career. A sad moment for all of us. We could all quite easily agree to. You stand there in a way. Is GCL going to broadcast Rafa Kasper exhibition? I believe, MJ, that that exhibition is now over. I'm not entirely sure. I know that we've definitely done one in the past. Covering that. So yeah, I know we definitely covered one of the Rafa Casper matches, but I believe their tour of South America is over. It was a fun time for all the players involved, which is good for them. Good for them during this sort of time period. So just like we said, on to the match at hand. We have Stan Wawrinka, who of course he's 37, coming back from a serious injury and a layoff he had for that pretty much cost him close to an entire year. He is taking on Daniil Medvedev, the number 2 seed, which is funny for an exhibition that they've got seedings at this tournament. It's funny that anyone that they have seedings for this tournament. And also, more interestingly enough, they've also been putting in the Russian flags for both Rublev and Medvedev for this tournament. Clearly not following on from the ATP when it comes to the removal of Russian and Belarusian flags from the scoring systems that they've got here, which it's an own exhibition tournament that they can put those flags. And I know Saudi Arabia must have a little bit more of a softer viewpoint on the situation than the ATP and ended up doing, which I bet is a bit of a shock for Medvedev and also Rublev when they had their names sort of placed up on the when they had their flag on their profile. Especially as we can see at the moment, Standards warming up. I mean, they've got a very professional setup when it comes to the graphics, letting us know where he was born in Lausanne, Switzerland, the amount of prize money he's won, all that. It'd be good to know. And just as we start off with, if we can get your predictions, I know it's an exhibition and anything can happen, but it'd be good to get your predictions in the comments below of how you believe this match will end up going. Excellent. Yeah. So make sure you put your predictions in the link below. If you could also like this stream, that'd be fantastic. I can see that with a few more people coming in, you're asking where it'd be best to get a stream for this link. I'm watching this via Eurosport on the Discovery Plus app, and that does not sound like an advertisement. It's not intending to sound like an advertisement. I'm watching it on Eurosport on the Discovery app on my TV. I've got a little Roku device. But if you've got a Discovery Plus app or a membership to one, they're you can also get it on like a tablet. So if you've got something like an iTablet or a phone or whatever, then you can be able to watch it through there. I don't know if there's through any betting sites at all that they're streaming it through there, but it's possibly worth having a look. But I know that the rights to this are through Eurosport in certainly the UK and I believe in Europe. I don't know about the rest of the world on that. But either have a look on your local betting sites if you're not in Europe, or if you are in Europe and you have access to Discovery Plus, do go watch it through there. And of course, if you're European, we're going to have to get used to Eurosport over the next couple of months because they will be broadcasting for the full 2 week, for the full 3 weeks if you include the qualifying, the Australian Open, which is of course the first. Oh, good. Thank you, Almiro, for saying Stan in 3. I think that could be very much work. Do you know what? I could actually see that happening, especially given the fact of how Stan played yesterday. But I will come back to that because I'll just go back to my original point. Otherwise, I'll lose my own train of thought in what I'm saying and whatnot. As I was saying here, for that 3 week period where we have the qualifying and the 2 weeks Australian Open is just around the corner, as you probably would have seen last night. Ben and JG put their predictions video for the year, so it was very interesting to see who they thought was going to be in the top 10. Some I agree with, some I don't. As I think every member of the GCR community, those lot in the chat, and everyone else will have their own predictions of who they think will be in the top 10 for the year and who will win what trophy. I'm at this early stage. I'm myself going for Djokovic for the Australian Open, but I can see good cases for a range of different players to do so. MJ is saying Medvedev in 2. So we've got Amiro going to Stan in 3 and 1 in Medvedev in 2. So it's good to see a diversity of opinion in there, straight from the get-go. Hi, Gene. How are you doing? It's good to see you in the chat. A lot there to say hi. It's really good to see. We're up to 20 watches already, and the match has not even started. This is excellent to see. It's unfortunate again looking at the stands. With my events background, I always like to look at the venue as well as the tennis on the pitch. Maybe to my dismay, of low attendance numbers. They put up a load of really high stands, a lot of seating, trying to make sure a lot of people can get access to these world-class players, even in an exhibition event. And it doesn't seem as though many people are showing up. I don't know if it's because of working patterns in Saudi Arabia. Maybe they're still at work, or maybe maybe there's a situation where actually that there isn't much of a culture, and this can happen in a lot of countries that don't necessarily have a major tennis culture when it comes to getting people in. So glad to start. Wawrinka's going to serve, hits it wide. So we've got a second serve starting off here. And then Stan up the line, Medvedev fires it back, and Stan hits the net. So we are at 15-love to Medvedev already. It'd be very key here for Wawrinka. It'd be very key here for Wawrinka to make sure he can hold his first serve. Otherwise, Medvedev will probably maybe run away with this first set. Another first serve by Wawrinka being sprung wide. Gold Flake is saying everybody's in Qatar, that's why it's empty. Quite possibly. Wawrinka, good second serve. Medvedev had caught his feet in a range of positions and ended up firing it wide on the return. So we're now sitting at 15-15. As you can probably imagine, I'm a little bit rusty as well when it comes to commentating. So if it all sounds a bit muddled or bejuddled or anything like that, do give me a bit of apologise there. That will be excellent. Yeah. And we'll work to try and make sure that the scoreboard is as best as it possibly can be. Yeah. So at the line there, and then down through there. Cross court to cross court, bit of slicing it there. Forehand, backhand down the line, backhand across court by Stan. Forehand across court, Medvedev cross court, up the line by Stan. Backhand, just a very defensive one, and up line by Stan again. A really good rally to start off here, and then an excellent backhand, single-handed backhand by Wawrinka cross court to make it 30-15. So looking like a fairly good start at the moment. For that one. I'm just trying to make sure that we get this scoreboard system working. As we go to a second serve here with Stan. Yeah. So that was an easy hold there for Wawrinka. In the end, making it to 1-love. Good start for him. Now we're going to go to Medvedev on the second serve. On the second service game of the set. As both players change ends here. It seems as though some people are having some problems with sounding. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Maybe it's just to do your stream for the Dybala. I think the background is still black. Yeah. leave that bit there. So we're going backhand to backhand. That was quite an acute backhand to backhand exchange, cross court by both players. Wawrinka just hits it long. And then we're back to a serve. So Medvedev is 15 love up. Hits the net on his first serve. Going to a second serve. Stan goes for the whack and his ends. Oh wow! I mean, Stan ran around to get to his forehand, smashed it down the line, did clip the net, but it still stayed in to make it 15-15. Very nice bit of aggression there by Stan to start off there. Really showing Medvedev where he is, where Stan is on his service games. Long serve there by Medvedev as he just sends it back to the ball kids. Medvedev up for the serve. Stan, good return. And Medvedev hits it long as he tries to go cross court. So Wawrinka already up to 30-15. MJ, you're asking is Sasha playing? Sasha he is playing today in the doubles as Medvedev hits a brilliant first serve and is able to do a 1-2 on the return. And then they say, "Well, he beat team, although there ain't much to brag about." Bless him. Yeah, he at least got a win. And granted, it was the first round matches for this tournament were all basically 10-point tiebreakers. If each set, and you had to win 2 of them. Excellent. We've got the scoreboard back sorted there, which is excellent. So we're now at 40-30 to Wawrinka. 40-30 to Medvedev, which is good for Medvedev fans to see as he goes down the line, and it's as he goes down the line there. Okay, so we've got a bit of a backhand to backhand exchange taking place. Medvedev gets pulled wide. Stan goes down the line, and he hits it long. He just hits it long. So it's now sits at 1 or it'll explain that. Yeah, we got it sorted. Thank you. We've got everyone's sort of help with that. I need to just remove the thing from the board. There we go. So as you can tell, I'm a bit rusty still after a bit of way, but we'll get sorted there. Quite interestingly, actually, looking at the side of the court, we just get an image up at the moment of almost an aerial view, or at least the top of the stand view. The obviously that sort of corporate area they've got at one side of the stands reminds me a lot of the corporate area they had at the Adelaide International, which is of course starting up in a couple of weeks' time. So we're just going for a bit of a forehand to forehand exchange between both players as Medvedev sprays it far long on the Wawrinka serve, so at 15 love. Amarina pulls it right. Medvedev is playing doubles with team, and I believe he's playing Tsitsipas and one other in that match. Tsitsipas and Kyrgios, I believe it is. So we've got a strong serve down the line. Wow, Stan just with the strong, pacey forehands. Really coming out of nowhere, though. That really well put together. Of course, the last time these two played was in Metz. Second round. Surprise victory there for Wawrinka. Unfortunately, he was only able to get to the semi-final before injury pulled him out of that tournament. So Wawrinka is now sitting at 30-15. Just let Medvedev have that point there, and is now already up to 40-15. Which is good by him, or good for him. Yeah, because he comes forward and then hits it well past, puts it well past. Well past thingy. So we're still sitting at 40-15. As Stan just misses the first serve there in terms of getting the first serve in cleanly. But he pulls Medvedev out wide before going down the line and hits it long. So we're just sitting at 40-15. Strong down line by Stan, but it just clips the net on the way there. So just obviously back to a first serve, picks up some new balls. He's already Stan already sweating profusely. Goes similar sort of direction, comes to do the lob at the net, and is able to put him away on the fifth ball. Strong attacking play here by Stan in the early stages, which is good to see from if you're a Stan fan perspective, meaning that he is now 2-1 up against Medvedev, as they're now starting to tuck into some of the bananas. So, like I said, as we now sort of settle down and we're up to 21 followers, if we can get many more, that'd be fantastic. And a few more likes on the video would be brilliant as well. So, like I said, halfway through the match, or halfway through the previous service game, the last time these two players played was in it was in Metz back in late September, mid to late September time, where Stan got the surprise victory there. It was a very tight match between both players. Medvedev was not looking in any fit shape or form when that match took place. But before that, they've had pretty tight encounters, both players. Stan, of course, being 37 and being very much in the height of his powers as Medvedev was coming up the rankings. Of course, Medvedev was a bit of a late bloomer comparative to the likes of Tsitsipas and Zverev. But very much, he does look up to Stan. He does respect Stan, and we've got some stuff said in the chat. I'm not sure about Australia, but he might be back to normal by the French Open. Good point you're bringing up there, Armenio. Sorry. Certainly, especially given the performance we saw in Basel and the very strong, very tight performance he had against the eventual champion in Paris, Holger Rune. Stan has had a really strong end to the season, which shows like some form is certainly coming back. Good little lob there by Stan. Oh, he just had it set up there, and Stan unfortunately buries it into the net. Medvedev, with that cheeky smile, knows he's got away with one there. As both players enter the net on that point now. Gene saying, I think he will be good in the clay season. I think certainly he could. I think certainly that he could be good in the clay season. And we got a good question, which I may just save, MJ, about team. Oh, you're talking about Zverev. I thought you were talking about Stan. Sorry about that. Gene, thanks for pointing that out. So 15-15. Oh, nice little chip by Stan. Up the line by Stan. Backhand by Stan. Backhand again. And then we've got a bit of a backhand exchange here, both from the back of the baseline. Stan just clips the net, though, on his return. So Medvedev, again, gets away with another one there. Another unforced error by Stan to make it 30-15 to Medvedev. Back to a range of comments. No worries, Almero. Easily done. And then MG says, sorry, guys, I think Stan is like Chilich, past their time to win any Grand Slams. You may be right. You might be right there, MJ. When it comes to Stan, I would be surprised if he could go get another Grand Slam, as it makes it 40-15, Medvedev. But I wouldn't put it past Wawrinka to be able to get maybe a 250 title somewhere in the year we got left. MJ also saying it would have to take an Emma like Stars to align. It possibly would do. The draw would really have to open up for him throughout the entirety of the tournament for him to be able to take advantage. As Medvedev ends up holding that fairly well, 40-15. So we now sit at 2 games, 2 piece. And like I said at the top of the show, it's a little bit of a surprise now, as some of you may have the scoreboard up if you're watching it yourself, to see that the national flag of Russia is present on the score matrix. Stan going for the second serve, goes up the line. Medvedev's able to get a good return onto that. So we've got a backhand to backhand exchange again, cross court. And then strong backhand there. Stan runs to the net, tries to go cross court. Medvedev, though, is able to get to it and hit a passing winner shot. What a lovely shot. Past Wawrinka to make it 15-love on his serve. And then we've got a few other. Wow, really having a good, really quite productive in the chat. Everyone, this is fantastic. MJ saying, as for Medvedev, he has his own demons. He was playing horribly when he was number one. I'm not sure what's up with that. A lot of players end up getting the jitters when they get to world number one. I know we've seen when it comes to quite recently, Carlos Alcaraz hasn't exactly played to his best form since becoming world number one. It's almost like a different world or a different type of pressure because you are the favourite in every single match you'll enter. We've got Alema saying, "Oh yeah, I understand. Under no illusions, Stan will win. Under no Stan will not win a slam, but happy with some sort of title. I don't know what you can call it when you reach the top and play poorly. I think we'd have to figure out a word for that one. So we've got a bit of a backhand-to-backhand exchange. Stan very strong, getting to 15-15. Strong returns here. Bit of a slice there. Again, we're really sticking at the baseline here when it comes to these forehand exchanges. Cross court. Stan goes up the line, pulls Medvedev wide. Medvedev goes for the shot, but unfortunately, Wawrinka hits it into the net. So a fair bit of pressure we have here already on the Stan serve. Midway through, I would say at least we're saying somewhat midway through the first set here in Diriyah. Good first set serve there by Stan, and Medvedev is only able to return it long. So we're now sitting at 30-30. MJ brings up, yeah. I mean, it's a really good thing that we're talking about here in terms of the effects on players of being world number one. You know, Novak Djokovic has been the sort of the king of consistency. Being world number one or being world number 100, he'll still play to the best of his abilities when it comes to his pattern and his style and his schedule of play. So we just got first serve out wide there by Stan, going for the serve up the line. Strong returns by Medvedev as we now move ourselves into a backhand-to-backhand exchange. Cross-court for both of them. Really acute backhand there by Stan, really dragging Medvedev out wide. And then Stan is able to step into the court and hit a brilliant forehand up the line to make it 40-30 and to really turn this service game around where it looked as though it could possibly be very troublesome for Stan. It's now been 40-30 and staring down another hold of serve to make it possibly 3-2. So we just go for the service motion here for Stan. Oh, very wild up the line shot. Neither was it long. It was both long and wide in its placement. Very conservative serve there by Stan into a real 50-50 service exchange here, but is able to push Medvedev far enough back that Medvedev's return, all he can do is hit it into the net. So at this stage, 5 games into this contest, it is 3-2 to Stan. It'd be interesting to see, or at least be able to sort of see where each player is after the off season. Even though it feels as though the season we just had literally just finished. I mean, it still feels as though it was yesterday that Djokovic was picking up the end of year finals and that the Davis Cup was taking place. But that is the tennis season these days. It feels as though the off season is getting shorter and shorter, and there's a range of different exhibitions that's taking place. MJ, my name is pronounced MJ Almino. I'll try and make sure I get the pronunciations right. I do apologise if I'm getting that wrong. I don't mean to. I'll just quickly try to read here and then also see what's happening on the board. It's good to see so much in the chat. We're up to 23, up to over 25 follow watchers, which is excellent to see for an exhibition. We got the other one saying Medi seems to know how to beat Djokovic, maybe him and FAA. I think what I would like to say, and that's a good one, MJ, to discuss is that it's a good one to sort of discuss is the fact that I think we need to see another FAA win on the main tour. I think that Laver Cup win was at a time when Djokovic was not exactly at his full fittest. And I think any sort of results you get from that tournament, you kind of have to take as a little bit of a pinch of salt, just because it's a different scoring format and the courts are so slow for an indoor hard court. It's not a great fair comparison, at least in my opinion. No worries, MJ. It's something which I have trouble with in terms of speaking. So not speaking, when it comes to pronouncing words very quickly. What is that? Names of people. But no worries. I have to be so serious when I meet clients that I'm joking around here. No worries. My main job, I'm a teacher on my main job, so I have to be very serious in the classroom myself. As funny enough, going into this service game, we are currently sitting at 30 love to Stan Wawrinka. He's really taking it to Medvedev. He's looking to possibly get the break here. It could be a good time to do so midway through this set. Oh, good serve by Medvedev, but strong returns here by Stan. Backhand cross court. Medvedev is struggling. Stan goes cross court again. Medvedev is able to get it. Oh, this is tense. Backhand down the line by Stan. Medvedev just able to clamber it again, being the octopus, but Stan is able to run into the court as the ball landed short, put it away. So we have 3 break points here. 3 break points for Stan to make it. For Stan to make it 4-2. Let's see if he can do it. Good strong serve by Medvedev. Able to push Stan right, but Stan's able to get to it. But Medvedev on the cross court forehand winner, able just to basically stick it behind Stan as he's running away from it, or running towards the middle of the court. Medvedev was able to hit a cross court forehand to the back of Stan, but he's still got 2 break points. Stan just tries to dink it back, but with little success. Tell you what, I've never noticed so much writing at the back of the court before. They've really made sure they've got the advertising for the tournament all in. So we've got 1 more break point here for Stan. Medvedev goes for the cross court. Also goes for the cross court. Goes for the out wide serve. Little success on that one there. Let's see what happens here. Both players are just getting themselves set up. We have a slow one there. And Medvedev goes for the out wide again, but just clips the net on the way over. As a few more people have started to come to the stands. Excellent. Oh, Stan buries it. The second serve into the net. We are back to deuce. As Gene says, imagine if Medi becomes Stan's pigeon. That would certainly be a well, they'll be up there with that Dan Evans having a 6 love losing record to Nishikori in terms of weirdness. Oh, Stan buries it into the net again from being 40 love up. Stan's level has just slightly dropped. And Medvedev's just consolidated as much as possible. So yeah, again, we go for the service by Med. As we just have some problems there when it comes to clipping the net. So first serve again. Get themselves both set up. Stan slices it back. Backhand cross court by Stan. Backhand by both players. Forehand winner by Wawrinka. He just takes some pace off it, and it catches Medvedev out as the ball bounces before Medvedev can even get into can run forward into the court to get to that ball. It's one of the most annoying things on a tennis court. I don't know if any of you have experienced that when I may have played on the tennis court yourself. You play against someone, and they hit such a weak shot that because you're standing so far behind the baseline, or at least you're looking to receive a serve, that you'll find yourself clambering to get yourself forward to try and just reach it before it does a second bounce. So we've got the backhand to backhand exchanges were reduced here. Good ones by Stan, and Stan's managed to hit a backhand cross court winner past Medvedev, and we have got a 4th break point. Yeah, Gene points out break points were certainly wasted there by Stan, but he has another one. Will he be able to make much use of it? So Wawrinka goes out wide. Stan's able to return it with a good amount of depth. We've got a bit of a backhand exchange here. Medvedev is though the conductor, but Stan is staying in it. Stan is able to. Oh, it was 50-50. Another unforced error on one of these key points for this exhibition. As Stan ends up looping it long as we go back to 40-40. There's a bit of a tighter one here in this service game here for Medvedev, as some of the team for the Medvedev camp and not Medvedev camp, but for the Stan camp look on. Bit here we've got a bit of a backhand to backhand exchange taking place. Stan goes for the backhand down the line winner and unfortunately hits it wide, just beyond the tram lines. So Medvedev is back to advantage on his own serve, looking to make it 3-3. It's good to see at least a few more people in the crowd, which is excellent to see. Medvedev goes up the line, or Daniil goes up the line, but it just goes long. So we've got a second serve here. Well, Stan goes tries to go for a strong backhand winner, but unfortunately fires it long as it ends up being quite a wild shot. So Medvedev is going to go change his rackets by the looks of it, given the fact he's gone over to his thing. As Almino says, our blogger, yeah, it's certainly that situation. If you wanted to see a break here. As also Medvedev, I don't think he changed his rackets, but he needed to blow his nose. Maybe he's got a bit of the cold. I know it's quite an arid climate as he's come from a Mediterranean one. As Stan serve there, strong, it's long, well, it's strong, hits its marker, and Medvedev on the return is only able to spray it long. So Stanislas is getting himself set up. He's obviously looking for a strong one here. We haven't even had a break hold to love yet, which or a reduced service game, which is interesting. As Wawrinka makes it 30 love there, another strong serve, which you're a Stan fan, is excellent to see. So yeah, we've got Stan down the line. He just hits it long. So we're going to a second serve here. We got ACT saying that Wawrinka wins. We got some a desire here for Wawrinka to win. As he's really conducting Medvedev around the court here. Medvedev's literally flailing for everything, and with the cutest of dinks, backhand volley in the air. To caress it down on the other side, to the other side of the court at the net to make it 40 love. I think we're close to possibly having our first game to love, which would be excellent. Which should be excellent to be able to hopefully now start to play a button. And I certainly will play the Stan on if he can get this to love, because it'd be a brilliant thing, and he does so. Stan Wawrinka gets that game to love to make it 4-3, and for that we'll play the Stan button.
That backhand, it's incredible. That Swiss man's unforgettable. Cause Stan's the man of the Grand Slam. Comes with his master plan, saying, gotta fear of him, it's rational. This guy, he is a cannibal. On the court, he acts like an animal. He's the Stanimal. He's the Stanimal. He's the Stanimal.
My first time playing that button. That's a really good one. They've got the lads have created there for Stan. Then we get the Medvedev button at a point. See the octopus out wide. But I would certainly say at this stage of the game, I would say Stan looks like the more likely to take this set. He seems to be playing more of the aggressive game. He's certainly been aggressive on Medvedev's serve, as seen with a range of backhand winners that he's attempted, even that have gone long, and a couple of forehand winners which have been absolutely huge to see. But we are, coming up to potentially near the business end of the set. If Daniil can get this, then we will be at the 4-4 stage. Remember, with the scoring format for this, it's best of 3. But the best of 3 sets. But the third set, if it gets there, is a 10-point match tiebreaker. So, like you have with doubles on the main tour, you have a 10-point match tiebreaker as the third set. If it cannot be decided in the first 2. As Medvedev is really racing here to a 30-love lead, some strong service points there to try and at least stay in it, show some strength. Really good serves here by Medvedev. Unfortunately, I clipped the net even though it went in. Up to 26. If we can get some likes on this, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Oh, Stan tries to do the cutest of dinks as Medvedev runs to the net, but Stan is unable to keep it in as it just goes wide, literally by, I would say, 2 or 3 inches. As I go metric in my measurements. We may get another game to love. A second one, back-to-back, like London buses. And as Medvedev sprays it wide, so we've got a second serve here. Oh, and the first double fault of the match. Medvedev hits it into the net for the second serve. It looks a bit reckless, to be honest, his second serve motion. So it's now 40-15. Still looks like he's going to get this, though. Medvedev running there. Oh, tries a little dink it, and Medvedev... Oh, okay. Let me just rephrase that. Medvedev went for the little dink as Stan returned it from out wide, but Stan read it and was able to at least get to the net and then dink it over Medvedev to make it 40-30. So we've got a little bit of a small comeback coming up here, which is excellent. Kathy isn't happy that she can't watch this. I'm so sorry, Kathy, that you're unable to find a stream for the match. As we see a picture of Rublev, he's watching his mate Medvedev in the crowd. He's obviously, I know he's playing. I think he is playing later on, but it's good to see him there. And I've got a few highs there. Kathy, I don't know if you're in. I don't know if you're in Europe at all, but I believe if you've got Eurosport, you'll be able to watch it through there. If not, if you're outside of Europe, I don't know about other platforms, unfortunately. Stan's going the thing, as we are currently in, and I will just play the thing. We are currently at the business end of the game, or the business end of the set. Just as we've got a bit of a forehand to forehand exchange taking place with the business end of the set on Stan's serve at the moment. Now we've got a backhand exchange. Stan goes for a winner up the line, and it is just long. It's just long. So Medvedev 15-love up on Wawrinka's serve. Kathy saying you're in US. Okay. I don't know if potentially I don't know if Tennis Channel for the US, if they've got rights to it. I'm not going to lie. I haven't got much knowledge about the US broadcasting system of tennis. Hopefully, maybe able to find something somewhere. But I'll give you my best as a play-to-play commentary for the match. As well as 30 followers, 30 watchers, which is fantastic. You've got a bit of here. Really strong serve there by Wawrinka. Pushed Medvedev far back into the maze of advertising boardings they've got on this court. And Medvedev is only able to return it long. As we've got a lot of people in a lot of AMC type tops. One of Andy Murray's had a little bit of a chat there. And somebody, quite fittingly, in a Newcastle United top in Saudi Arabia. There's a brilliant bit of a poetry in that one. It's quite fun, quite weird poetry, but yeah, there's poetry in that. Again, another good serve by Wawrinka. Pushes Medvedev really far back behind the baseline. And Medvedev's return, it can only be hit long and wide. He's unable to find a good reading of how much power and direction he needs to place in the ball when he's been pushed back that far on Stan's serve. No worries, Kathy. So Stan just goes and hits the net as it's 30-15 at the moment. Second serve here by Stan. Pushes Medvedev wide again. Stan goes, he just doesn't time it correctly is the best way of describing it, as he goes to do another a forehand cross-court return, and it just hits the net. So there wasn't really enough power or placement on that ball to make sure that it actually went over. 30-30. Stan goes for the serve. Out wide. Medvedev is able to get some good return on it. Oh, and Stan goes and hits it long. So we've got break point here. Break point for Medvedev, looking to maybe clinch the first set in the business end of this. On the business end of this set. 40-30 Medvedev on Wawrinka's serve. Let's see what happens here. Stan goes for an out wide shot, hits the net. Second serve. Got the button ready just in case. And Stan goes for the hit. Keeps it in. Medvedev goes for the return. Stan goes up the line. Medvedev's able to get to that quite comfortably. We've got a bit of a forehand to forehand exchange. Medvedev was really clambering to keep these balls in. Backhand by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. All cross court. Now in the middle of the court. Backhand exchanges again. This is a long rally. Backhand again by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. Stan's trying everything here to push Medvedev out wide. Oh, and Stan goes for the cross court. He misses it. It is 5-4 to Medvedev. As both players go to sit down, Daniil Medvedev in the business end of this set is 5-4 up and is now serving for the first set here at the Diriyah Tennis Cup. Playing a bit of the Medvedev button. It's one of those things where you say something at one sit down and something completely different happens at the other. I think that we've got members of the Newcastle United team there that's saying that, because I believe that's their main striker, I can see. So yeah, they have got members of the Newcastle United team or their members at this tournament. Makes a little bit of sense given the fact of who now owns them. Kathy saying, I do miss the buttons. I do miss the buttons. Come on, tennis. Stay for the buttons. Come for the tennis. Stay for the buttons. Absolutely. So I can see. Yes, there's a ton of Newcastle players are showing in the background there. Newcastle doing really well in the Premier League up until the point of the World Cup taking place. They're in the top four, which is brilliant for them. So Medvedev goes for the first serve, sprays it out wide. Short one by Stan. Medvedev's able to run to the net and just put it away quite comfortably. 15-love to Medvedev. We have to get the Medvedev button ready again if he does pick up this win or in his first set. But like I said at this last sit down, I said Stan looks like he's going to win this, and then what happens? Stan ends up being broken. Shows the power. Medvedev is a world-class player. He is a top 5 player for a reason in terms of his quality. Turning it when he's not playing well, still getting the breaks needed. Oh, as he's absolutely running away with this service game. Even now at 40-love, he hits an ace there. I think that's the first ace of the match. Medvedev not messing around here, wants to get this done. And Stan buries it into the net, and we have a very quick service game. This man wins it. Now, I know I played 2 predictions at the start of the, or at least picked up 2 predictions by everyone at the start of the match that had, I think it's Almino, you said Stan in 3, and there was, and I think it was Gene, you said Medvedev in 2. I may be wrong on that. Please do not, please do not find me bad for that, for if I've got the predictors wrong. But both could still happen. Both could certainly still happen when it comes to this match. It was a good it was a good win in the end for Medvedev when it came to winning the first set, 6-4. We just got some of the stats up. I was a little bit wrong, actually. We have had 2 aces in this match to Daniil Medvedev, but he also has been the only one who's delivered one double fault. Other bits of stats to state: both players we're getting around about 80% first serves won. They're both happy that they're able to at least maximize as much as they can on their first serves. But I think they want to get their first serve percentages up, possibly. So we've got some things saying in the chat. We've got Gene saying this is what happens when you don't take chances. Absolutely, Gene. You got to take your Stan had chances that had 4 break points in that match and didn't convert any of them. Swiss players love a go. Oh, okay. I mean, that's slightly controversial. Saying Swiss players love a good choke. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily think they choke that much when it comes to converting break chances. But each to their own. Wow, we're straight back into it when it comes to playing. I thought they would have a little bit longer of a sit down. So Stan is serving at the moment, looking now to get it at least hold his first service game here to at least keep in the second set. A set he has to win if he wishes to win this exhibition tournament. And that was a wild backhand by Stan. I think Medvedev, the octopus grips are starting to tighten around Stan. I really think he's got. I've got a worry here that Wawrinka is going to end up losing this first service game, which could really be problematic for the rest of this set. Strong out wide by Stan. Oh, and Stan shanks the return, an absolute shank of return, which brings up the use of shanks it long. A long one there as Wawrinka looks to go wide on it. This is not looking good in terms of unforced errors. Medvedev strong, deep return. Medvedev's already in control of this point, but Stan's looking to get it back. Backhand to backhand exchange is now taking place between both players. Forehand by Medvedev. He's just tightening that grip. You can tell it. He's just tightening that grip over Stan. Backhand to backhand again. Continuation on this backhand exchange. Up the line by Medvedev. Stan's able to just about to get to it. Forehand, backhand, really strong backhand by Stan. Stan's really looking to take control back where possible. Medvedev's just getting to everything. And as such, Wawrinka in frustration hits it long. It is now 3 break points to Daniil Medvedev at the start of this set. Almino, you're saying, lol, it was a bit harsh. I get grumpy when Stan loses. Been grumpy since 2017. Just a little bit there. So Stan goes for the serve, hits it down the line, and he gets his first ace of the match. What a good time to find your first ace of the match. You're going to need to find 2 more of them. Is most likely the case here. As Medvedev gets himself ready, standing behind the advertising as you would expect, as Stan's serve hits the net and goes long. Second serve here for Wawrinka. Down the line. And it's just a long return there by Medvedev. As was noticed at when Stan had 4 break points, the level just slightly dropped by Stan in that one, and he wasn't able to convert any of them. Slightly a bit of a dropping level at this stage, but he's still got 1 more break point. Can he take it? Wait for the return. Strong down the line by Wawrinka. Just wide, though. Just wide. Medvedev's getting himself ready. Backhand. Strong backhand by Medvedev. And then we got a bit of a cross-court exchange. Backhand exchange by both players. Stan goes. Oh, and Stan hits it long. Medvedev has broken. Medvedev has broken in the first service game of Wawrinka in the second set. He has now got a grip on this match as it currently stands. As we've got to talk about the grumpy memo. Faves, just trying to... Some interesting discussions in the chat, which is good to see. Well, they're about favourites when it comes to like Medvedev, Stan, whatever. There. So Medvedev serving to hopefully consolidate here. Stan tries to run into the net there. He was given a bit of a half chance there with a short ball, but is unable to capitalize on it as he ends up burying it into the net. 15-love Medvedev. Cross court by that. Bit of an exchange taking place there, but Medvedev ends up hitting it wide, long and wide. Now sitting at 15-15. So going for the service motions here by Medvedev. Down the line. Good chip by Stan. And Medvedev, all he can do is hit it wide. He goes for the down line winner and he ends up hitting it wide. Wawrinka, 30-15. Looking to get that break back straight away. Looking to break back straight away. Down line by Medvedev. Clips the net on the way over, so it's going to be a first serve point. We've got a bit of a forehand exchange taking place on Medvedev's side. Backhand by Stan. Backhand by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. And Stan sprays it wide. So it is now 30-30. Again, Medvedev just doing what he does best. Just, get into every single ball, getting it back, getting it back long and awkward, and just suffocating his opponents who are trying absolutely everything to win the point. Wide there by Medvedev as we go to his second serve. Strong there by Medvedev in terms of a good second serve. They've got a bit of a backhand exchange between both players. Really good one by Medvedev there. It goes for the forehand. Medvedev Stan's able to get it. Forehand by Medvedev. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand or forehand by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. Forehand by Stan. And Medvedev hits it long. It is now 40-30. Break point here. Break point to Stan Wawrinka. He's just stayed in there. Just stayed in there enough. Are we going to get another break? Down the line there by Wawrinka. Cross court, really strong one by Wawrinka. He's taken control of this point straight away. Chipped it. Backhand by Medvedev. Slice backhand by Stan. Backhand to backhand exchange. Backhand again by Stan. He's just keeping it in. Oh, it goes cross court. Medvedev's caught floundering. Stan is taking control of this point. Oh, he's still in it. Still in it. Oh, and with a backhand down the line, Wawrinka is able to push Medvedev too long, and Medvedev's just only able to get it into the net, which means Stan is back in this set. He got broken in his first service game, but he breaks back to make it one game all. This set is not over, not by any means of the imagination. As we're now sitting at 1-1, he now needs to try and keep or at least hold his serve here to get back in the lead, which you'll certainly need to do if he wants to have any chances in this set here. First serve by Stan is fired long. As the floodlights are really in operation now here in at the cup. Backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, backhand up the line by Stan. A little bit weak actually. Oh, good cross court by Stan. Forehand up the line by Stan, and Medvedev's just getting to it as best he can, but Stan is able to get to the net and smash it into the crowd. So it is now 15-love to Wawrinka. Again, Stan's looking to get back on the front foot, which is fantastic. He's certainly looking to get back onto the front foot in this match. Cross court by Stan, which is good. Medvedev, though, is unable to get a good purchase on that return. It is now 30-love. as Stan goes and just collects the balls. We shoots an image of the crowd of a man and a woman wearing a very fluorescent Brazil cap, obviously supporting them in the World Cup. Stan is just clips the net on the way over with his ball, so it just sprays long. So it's the second serve here. Up the court, up the thing by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan, really pushing Medvedev wide. Stan's able to run to the net. Medvedev, though, just about gets to it, but sprays it long as Stan is pretty much hugging the net at that stage there. Now 40 love. 40 love here to Stan. Could we get a game to love to get back into the lead? Good long return there by Stan. Goes to the net. Oh, fires it back to Medvedev. But Medvedev, all he can do is hit the net. And as such, the game to love. And given the fact that he just managed to get the break back and then consolidate, we'll play the Stan button.
That backhand, it's incredible. That Swiss man's unforgettable. Cause Stan's the man of the Grand Slam. Comes with his master plan. Saying, gotta fear of him, it's rational. This guy, he is a cannibal. On the court, he acts like an animal. He's the Stanimal. He's the Stanimal. He's the Stanimal.
Yeah, I thought just in honor of the fact that he's managed to win it back there, we'll play that button there. So it's 2-1 here in the beginning stages of the second set. Remember that if Stan does win this set, it will go to a 10-point match tiebreaker, not a full third set. Whereas if Medvedev wins this set, he will win the match and he'll move into the final tomorrow, where the winner of this match will play the winner of either Cameron Norrie, who played exceptionally yesterday, beating both Nick Kyrgios in the morning and then Stefanos Tsitsipas in the afternoon. It's both in straight sets. Or Taylor Fritz, who managed to get past Hubert Hurkacz yesterday afternoon. Fritz and Medvedev, of course, are seeds at this exhibition, which is still just quite funny, the fact that there's seeds at an exhibition. Medvedev being the second seed and Fritz being the fourth. Bit of a forehand across court exchange to start us off in this service game. Medvedev goes for the drop shot. Stan's able to get to it, pushed it just long enough, but it was too long in the end. Medvedev now at 15 love. So just take on some water, as like these players like to do during the match. So, very dink return there by Stan. But we've got a little bit of a... okay. So it was a dink return by Stan. That brought Medvedev forward, who went for the drop shot. Stan read it, was able to get to it, and then just dink it to the other side of the net to make it 15-15. Beautiful hands on that one. Getting it very... very wide and very short as well on the return. So there was a bit of a 4-1 exchange. Medvedev, though, just outpowers and outplaces himself on that return to make it 30-15. Almost saying these volleys look good. They certainly do look good. By both players, which is excellent to see. Let me know in the chat, how you believe this match is going. That'd be excellent. As Medvedev is up 40-15, he's looking to hold his service game quite quickly. Doesn't want to have what happened to him in the last service game, and is able to push it past Stan to make it 2 games all. He is able to make it 2 games all here. As we now cut to another long view shot of the centre court here. A few more people in the corporate boxes, and it looks like a few more people in the stands, which is good to see. More people are coming out to watch these two play. I wonder how many people will also stay for Fritz versus Norrie a bit later on as well. Down the line by Stan. Just goes long. As we're, like I say, we're at the midpoint of the... as we're around about 2-all, a third of the way through the second set. Good one there. Stan's able to run forward and just hits it long. He goes for the smash and he hits it long. He'll need to hone them in if he wants to, for when we have the main tour matches, because that is not good enough in terms of a smashed volley. For a dry climate, both players are still sweating quite a fair bit. Good, strong serve there by Stan. Goes for cross court. And then he tries to go down the line on his forehand, and he hits it long. Medvedev is 30 love up in the on the Stan serve. This isn't a good start to this service game. Yes, he's managed to save one break point, but do you think that he will be able to do it a second time to try and stay in the set? Probably not. Really good serve there by Stan. Hits it wide. Medvedev has just found himself so much in no man's land that the return just goes into the net. Another out wide serve there by Stan. Stan's got the control here. Oh, my days. So Stan goes across court with his, tries to go down the line with his forehand. Medvedev, of course, being at the complete other side of the court. He manages to get all the way over to the other side, to that point of the court, and then hits a passing shot past Stan Wawrinka to make it 40-15. So 2 break points here. 2 break points for Medvedev. Are we going to have another break? Well, weak one there by Stan. Hit long deep by Medvedev. Backhand to backhand exchange, cross court at the moment. Backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan again, backhand by Medvedev. Stan goes down the line. Medvedev gets to it. He's able to forehand it back up. Now back to a backhand exchange again. Pretty much like a reset. Oh, and Medvedev hits it wide. They tried to make the angles as acute as possible, and there's a point where that acuteness just breaks, and it was in that situation there. We're now at 40-30, still a break point for Medvedev. Can he get it? Can he get another break? Can he get a second break in this set? So Stan's first serve was just wide of the mark. Stan goes again, goes cross court. Medvedev is able to get to it. Deepish return. Forehand exchange. Forehand by Stan. He just wrong foots Medvedev. He thinks it's going one way. It's actually going the other. And as such, it is now 40-40. Yeah, I've got some good shots that are taking place here. Good pointing out there, Almino. Remember, make sure you like this video if you can. That'd be fantastic. As we're already up to 35 watches, which is excellent for an exhibition in the middle of winter. 40-40. So Stan goes for a weak second serve down the line. Medvedev's able to easily get to that. Backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, back to the cross-court exchange again. And Stan hits a slice long. He goes for the slice backhand cross-court, and it goes long. So Medvedev has another break point here, Can he do it again? Can he get another break in this set to get that break up again? Stan goes down the line. Medvedev's able to get a good return onto it. Backhand exchange here. Forehand by Stan. Backhand by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan. Backhand again by Medvedev. Backhand down the line by Stan. Medvedev's able to get to it and push down wide. Medvedev goes up the line. Stan is able to keep it. Medvedev backhand. Backhand by Stan. Medvedev just scrambles to it. Backhand by Stan again. Medvedev is literally sticking every athlete on these balls. Cross court by Medvedev. Cross court by Stan. Up the line by Medvedev. Medvedev up the line again. Stan gets a backhand on it. Up the line by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan. And Stan hits it long. Medvedev gets the break. What a rally to get the break in that service point. Each player was doing everything they can, cross-court exchanges, forehand to backhand, changing it up so many times. And Medvedev is just able to squeeze the break out of Wawrinka to make it 3-2. Just able to get that there. Fantastic there by Wawrinka. Great rally. Bad luck, Stan. Almino pointed out really quite well there. It was just one of the situations where if Stan could have worked another opening, you never know. But Medvedev, just being holding up to the nickname, the Octopus, was able to just eke out that mistake. 3-2 now to Medvedev. He now needs to consolidate. That's key. That certainly is key now in this service point coming up. I'm losing my voice over it now, which is excellent. Yeah, so it's now 3-2. Daniil just needs 3 more service games to wrap this up, not to go to a 10-point match tiebreaker as he goes to his serve. Goes out wide, easy as you want it. Ace, as Wawrinka was left in absolute no man's land, not knowing where to go. So Medvedev goes out wide again. Stan's able to get something on it as we've got a bit of a backhand exchange taking place at the moment. Backhand down the line by Medvedev. Defensive return by Stan. And Stan just hits it long. So we're at 30 love to Medvedev. 30 love here. So Medvedev goes cross court, Stan's able to get something onto it. Jeez. And then a situation where Medvedev was so surprised at how much Stan was able to get onto it that his return was short. Stan was able to step into the middle of the court and just with his forehand hit the clean winner. So Medvedev goes for the out wide shot. It hits the net. He's looks like in a bit of a hurry at the moment. Short there by Stan. And it just wrong-footed Medvedev. He just couldn't get his feet sorted. And then clumsily gets to the ball. And it's hit wide. So it's 30-30. So from 30 love in this service game, it's now back to 30-30. Could we see another breaker serve like in the first 2 service point games? Medvedev, though, is having none of that. Hits a brilliant first serve. Stan's only able to get something halving onto it as it goes wide. Now 40-30 to Medvedev. Medvedev goes body serve. Stan's able to get something good onto it. We've got a bit of an exchange taking place here. Backhand by Stan. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan again. Backhand by Medvedev. Up the line by Stan with a brilliant backhand down the line winner. We're now sitting at 40-40 as more people enter the stands. And not just the stands in terms of the Stan Wawrinka fans, the actual physical seats that they sit on as well. Only just follow that 10 seconds after actually saying it. So now at Medvedev down the line, dink there by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev again. Really quite acute angles being played here. Forehand down the line by Stan, and it hits the line. Stan Wawrinka has a break point here. Could we see another break to possibly make it 3-3? Stan goes wide, and so Medvedev hit it wide to try and push Wawrinka out there. Stan was only able to get something half on it, and then ends up getting the return. Yeah, another one. It's Medvedev gets these breaks, but Stans is like, I am not going to let you go. as Medvedev, as we're back to juice over, and we're back to juice now, as Medvedev hits the net on the first serve. Dink there by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, really good strong bit by Stan, other line there by Stan, Stan up the line again, Medvedev is just trying to get anything onto it, backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, cross-court exchange, forehand by Medvedev, forehand by Stan, scrambling for all these points at the back of the court. Cross court by Stan. Medvedev's able to get something onto it. Stan goes for the lob, but he doesn't get enough on it. He goes for the drop shot, and there's nothing on it. Medvedev has advantage. Medvedev has advantage here. Great play by both players. But when Stan just goes for the drop shot, he thinks he's got Medvedev out long enough. He's just not able to get enough on it, and he doesn't to be able to get it over the net. Okay, service motion by Medvedev down the court. Medvedev goes for the drop shot. Way too much on that. So readable. But Stan goes for the smash and hits the net. Goes for the smash, hits the net. Wasted opportunity there by Stan. So we're now at 4. Medvedev is panting like anything. Both players starting to get their match practice back here. This tournament really is probably going to help them when it comes to the actual getting themselves fit for the season again. But it is now that was in the end it was a consolidation. It was a consolidation in the end. 4-2 to Medvedev. Daniil Medvedev is now 2 games away from a spot in the final. As he hits a wide one there by Stan, Medvedev then is able to get a return to it, but it was so short that Stan was able to step into it and to make it 15-love. Jeez, Gene is really going for one there. Glad Stan is losing. That's all he cares about. I think Almino is going to have something to say about that, given you got a Stan profile pic. As long as you two keep it civil in the chat, that's the main thing. As Wawrinka is able to get another good serve there and to make it 30-love. Up the line there, or an attempt by Stan. It just clips the net and goes long. So Stan goes for the ring. Backhand from Medvedev. Backhand, forehand exchange here. Weak forehand there, though, by Stan. Slices it, though. We've got a bit of a slice going on now. We've now got a bit of a cross-court exchange. And Stan just hits it long. So we're now at 30-15. So Wawrinka's still is still in the lead in this service game. But he is, is now 30-15. He's only 1 point ahead. Stan goes for a down the line. It goes quite far wide, actually, as a placement goes for that shot. Middle of the court. Other line there by Stan. Medvedev's able to scramble something onto it. Backhand by Stan. Forehand by Medvedev. Backhand by Stan or forehand by Stan. And Medvedev hits it long. So it's 40-15. 40-15 to Stan. This is looking better. It's looking better for Stan. Cross-court by Stan. Oh, wow. What a shot by Medvedev. He's able to get... So Stan pushes him so far out wide, but Medvedev's able to put enough spin on that ball where it ends up really moving in the air, and Wawrinka is unable to get good purchase on the actual on the return shot and hits it into the net. 40-30. Stan up the line. Medvedev's able to scramble something to that, but it goes far and long. It is now 4-3 to Medvedev. Ended up holding in the end. Even though we're 7 games in, it's still very much in the middle of this second set. Reminder again, even though it's looking unlikely, if Stan does win this set, which would still require him to break Medvedev, it would go to a 10-point match tiebreaker in the third. But if Medvedev wins, he wins the tie. or wins the match. As we just get some good shots there. But there's like I said, there's certainly plenty more tournaments or plenty more exhibition tournaments in the month of December. There are a couple taking place in France at the moment. I know they feature the likes of Holger Rune taking place there, and a few of the French players. And sticking in the Middle East, there's the Mubadala Tennis Championships. You love these names. That takes place next week, along with the Tennis All Stars event that takes place in Dubai. Both tournaments are taking place in the UAE. And then if you're British based at all, anyone in the audience, there is Battle of the Brits, which is taking place in Aberdeen, Scotland, a couple of days before Christmas, which sort of rounds out the last of the exhibitions before they all fly to Australia for the United Cup, which starts on the 29th of December. Amino saying you're still bitter about 2015 Roland Garros. See if that bitterness is still there. Medvedev goes for the smash as he's able to get, as it was a short return by Wawrinka. It is now 15-love to Medvedev. Down the line there by Medvedev, just goes slightly wide. Medvedev, second serve, bit of a body serve there. Stan's able to get like a little bit of a block return. Backhand there by Stan, and he just fires it long. Medvedev's able to push him back far enough. Now sitting at 30-love to Medvedev here. Sitting to smash into the nets there by Medvedev. Second serve, bit of a body serve, backhand exchange there, or at least like a purchase by Medvedev. Backhand there by Stan, backhand by Medvedev as he fires it really long. That was much closer to the doubles tram line than it was the singles tram line. Crikey. 30-15 to Medvedev here. Certainly 30-15 to Medvedev here. You just need to make sure. I know they're all getting their energies back, but just holding on where best possible. As Medvedev's able to hit a brilliant first serve out wide, with Wawrinka only able to get something on it, which then ends up burying it in the net. As we approach 40 people watching the chat, brilliant. Make sure you get all the likes, many people liking this as possible. That'd be absolutely fantastic, especially for an exhibition event such as this one. Medvedev, second serve, Stan's able to get a really acute purchase, but Medvedev's able to get some sort of return onto it. Medvedev up the line, and he takes the point to make it 5-3. So we are one game away here from Medvedev potentially taking the first set, also taking the second set and the match here at the Diriyah Tennis Cup. Taking place, like as we say, controversially, the tournament set up in Saudi Arabia. Interestingly enough, as well, as Stan goes for a backhand there, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Stan. Stan hits a smashing forehand, but ends up hitting the net and it loses its power. Medvedev goes for the drop shot. Stan's able just to acute it and just hit it and just cross-court it. But Medvedev on the return, only able to hit it long. So it's now 15-love to Wawrinka. Fans are really happy about that. I'd just like to say it's also noticeable that the balls that they're using have the AO branding, the Australian Open branding, which of course is now just around the corner, it feels like at this stage. Cross court by Stan, good return by Medvedev. Stan goes for another goes to put him back in the same place and hits it wide. It is now 15-15. Or 15-all. Cross court by Stan. Just goes wide, so it's a second serve return. Down the line by Medvedev. Down the line by Medvedev. Cross court by Medvedev. Cross court by Stan. Cross court by Medvedev. Oh, Stan goes for a down the line backhand winner and it hits the net. Medvedev is now sitting at 30-15. It looks as though Medvedev wants to get this done on Stan's serve. Stan goes out wide. Medvedev's able to get a good return onto it, but it just goes long. So we're now sitting at 30-30. Wawrinka just has no intentions of giving up just yet. Wawrinka goes wide, Stan's able to get. Wawrinka hits it wide. Medvedev is unable to get major purchase onto that, so it's now 40-30 to Wawrinka. 40-30, looking to make it at least 5-4 and get another sit down. That's what he would at least like to achieve here. If he could do that. Out wide by Stan. He just goes slightly wide, so he's got a second serve here. Weakish sort of thing. We've got a backhand exchange taking place between both players. Backhand to backhand. Backhand on the line by Stan. And what a backhand winner by Stan. And in honour of that, we'll play the Wawrinka button.
That backhand, it's incredible. That Swiss man's unforgettable. Cause Stan's the man at the Grand Slam. Comes with his master plan of saying, gotta fear of him, it's rational. This guy, he is a cannibal. On the court, he acts like an animal. He's the Stanimal. He's the Stanimal. He's the Stanimal.
Yes, maybe for the final time in this match, I thought we'd get the button out as I sit down. 5-4. Medvedev's now coming out to serve for it here. As I said, I think I said a little bit ago, if Stan gets this, then if Medvedev wins this, he will play the winner of either the fourth seed Taylor Fritz, who put out Hubie Hurkacz yesterday, or Cameron Norrie, who beat both Nick Kyrgios in the first round, and also Stefanos Tsitsipas in the quarterfinal. Tsitsipas, of course, being the top seed, the number one seed here at this tournament, which feels really weird to say. Again, I will say it again. It's really weird to say, given the fact that this is an exhibition that they've got seedings here. Stan, of course, put out Daniil's mate Rublev yesterday as we got a cross-court exchange. Stan is trying to stay in this point by Medvedev. Medvedev, though, was just conducting it all. But a backhand by Medvedev into the net makes it 15-love to Wawrinka. Is there another twist in the tale? Twist in the story. Is there another twist in this story? Backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Stan again. Oh, really looping. Stan's really sticking all sorts of shapes on here. It's like a kid's play set with the amount of shapes that he's adding to this ball. It is now 30-love to Wawrinka. Medvedev goes out wide, hits the net on the way over. So that is a let. So it's another first serve. Yudha is a little bit bored. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate for this match. Okay, so it was a weak second serve there by Medvedev. Wawrinka had it on his racket. It clipped the net as he went for an absolutely monstrous forehand cross court, and with that clipping of the net, it just takes it long beyond the singles line. 30-15 to Wawrinka, but it is Medvedev did get that last point. Wawrinka down the line. Medvedev goes long, Stan's able to get something onto it, but Medvedev is caught in no man's land, but he's able to at least recover. Backhand by Stan, backhand by Medvedev, backhand by Stan again, cross-court exchanges, back down the line by Medvedev, and he's just able to catch Stan out. He's just able to catch Stan out with that. It is now 30-30 here. Medvedev is 2 points away here from booking his place in the final at the Diriyah Tennis Cup. Medvedev goes down the court. Stan's able to get something onto it. Medvedev cross court. Stan goes for a little dink. Stan's just doing his best to stay onto it. Medvedev comes into the court. Stan goes for another dink. And strong backhand by Stan, but it just goes long. And that brings up
match point.
Brings up match point here for Daniil Medvedev. Will he get it sorted? So he just goes for the serve down the line, and he hits the net. Second serve here, but for Medvedev. The ball kids completely forget that he needs to go collect the ball. Medvedev goes for Stan goes for a little dink. Medvedev backhand cross down the line. Stan goes cross court again, cross court exchange, and Medvedev hits it long. We are now at juice. A bit of an awkward exchange by both players there. Very much an awkward exchange by both players. As Medvedev ends up skewing that first match point. Now at 40-40. Cross court down far wide by Medvedev, and it brings up another
match point.
As soon as I do that, straight into it, Medvedev comes to the net and hits. He's literally rushing it at this stage. As soon as the other point's been played, he's on to the next one. But he came forward after trying to stick Wawrinka out wide, and he just hits the net on his volley. 40-40. We're back to juice. Here. Down the line there by Medvedev. Stan's able to get a good purchase. Stan's just keeping into this as Medvedev's conducting the point. And Stan is just pushed too awkwardly and too wide, and it brings up another
match point.
Third match point here. Can he now convert it? Medvedev goes down the line. Stan's able to get something onto it, and it goes long. And that is the match. That is the match here, ladies and gentlemen. Stan Wawrinka puts up a valiant effort, especially near the end, to try and get past Medvedev. But Daniil is just strong. Is just too strong in the end. Able to take the victory, taking the plaudits from the crowd as he celebrates there. And to celebrate that, we will play the bring out the Medvedev button as he signs the camera there. There'll be on-court interviews, which will now take place, which they usually do. I can see that, Almino, you're saying bugger. Oh, well, yeah, that's it's unfortunate. Stan did play some really, really good tennis, and, this is Daniil Medvedev that he is taking on, which is something, but it was a valiant effort by Stan, by by him in both sets. It's just that quality. And that quality of Medvedev and that currency of Medvedev at the moment just shone through in that situation. And as such, Medvedev walks away, and like we say, will be in the final, where tomorrow he'll play either the winner of Taylor Fritz, the 4th seed, or the Brit Cameron Norrie for the Diriyah Tennis Cup. All that's left to say at this situation is that make sure you can watch the you can watch any of the matches at least, and you can have a go at them. It's good just to catch a little bit of tennis, especially in this off season. I know a lot of us are watching the World Cup, and as we've got the quarterfinals of the World Cup taking place, or starting tonight with the first set of quarterfinals, and running on through. But like I said, there are a range of exhibitions taking place in the month of December. Sticking in the UAE, there are got major players like a lot of them that are playing at the moment. In this tournament, that will be flying over to the UAE for the Mubadala Tennis Championships and the World Tennis League, which features Novak Djokovic, which is a good grab for them, and a few other tournaments taking place in France and Britain as well. Like I said, with the Battle of the Brits, which will feature Andy Murray, Cameron, no, not Cameron Norrie, Andy Murray, Dan Evans, and Jack Draper, just to name a select few of the players that are going to be playing there. So there's still plenty of tennis, even in this off season. Yes, granted, it doesn't have points or any major prize connected to it, but it's good just to see them play as they do. So, like I said, all that's left to do is to say thank you for watching the stream, and to see if anyone else comments in the chat. Thank you, Almino, for the thanks there. I hope you've all enjoyed this during this sort of off season. You can like the video before you leave; that'd be even better. But like I said, all that's left to say is it's been lovely to be able to sort of commentate over this match, and hopefully we'll have many more matches to play in the coming weeks before we build up back to Australia, which is the start of the 2023 season. After the 2022 season feels like it finished literally last week. And yeah, goodbye.